and welcome to Respect, the San Francisco International Hip Hop DanceFest weekly podcast. I'm your host, Micaya, and this is my co-host, Corey Action.
Peace, good morning, Corey. Good morning, Micaya.
Good morning, how are you? What's going on?
I'm blessed, I'm favored. I can't complain. It feel good out here. I'm outside of my house, and the chickens and the goats and everything are carrying on, so they might walk up in the picture, but don't trip if they do.
I'm fine with it. It's a nature. Yes, it's beautiful here. For those of you who do not live in the Bay Area, you know, it stays in the summertime until like November.
So we're here in it. It feels good. It's just a good day to be outside and have some hip hop talk. You know, hip hop talk is always good, especially when we're talking about performances and getting ready for this upcoming festival, like the real deal. 25 years of the San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest. I mean, it's just going down, and it's a special year because, first of all, it's 25. Let's say that much. We just stop right there. I heard some music. See, that was like a little.
Yeah, that was like an angel sign from heaven.
Yes.
The universe is saying 25 is significant.
Yes, don't you let that go by without giving it a little boom, boom, bam.
That was absolutely not intentional, but perfect.
Yes.
No, because as you always mention, we're celebrating the 50 year of hip hop, and we're also celebrating the 25 years of the San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest.
Yes.
Yes.
It's gonna be so dope because it's 50 years of hip hop and 25 years of the festival, and we're in it. From the beginning. There. It's such a movement, and there's so many talented artists that have come through and performed at the festival for 25 years. You know, you think, I guess you could think of it like if there's 10 artists in each show each year.
I don't know. I feel like it each year, you know, because most years before, all years before this year, there were different shows. There was Program A and Program B.
Yeah.
And each program would maybe have 8 or 10. So we've had.
Yeah, so it's like hundreds of performers.
We have.
Yeah, hundreds. Yeah. And some of it's hundreds. It's hundreds. And
easily. And all over the place, you know, Austria and Mexico and Paris and
Africa and and the US and the UK and we've been off the hook. I've been off the hook, so I'm excited for this show. But since this year it's only one show, what does that really mean?
That means that when the dancers and the dance companies applied, that I was able to really hone in and focus on one program that took you through a complete journey. Yeah, I love doing that. And it was very specific. The people and the pieces that were chosen had intention because they went very well. It's like a pairing they do, you know, a pairing they do in restaurants or something.
Yeah.
So it's a journey of big groups, small groups, different styles, different vibes, and I'm honored to say the least, almost to the point where it's like it's emotional in a really deep sense because I have such awe, such reverence for these artists. I'm very, very honored to have them step foot from so many parts of the world, all over this globe, to step foot at San Francisco International Airport when I get the text that they've made it through customs. Woo! Corey.
Yeah, because sometimes things happen, and you get you're excited to have these artists come from all over, and then I've been in the show. I've had to not make it to shows or something like that could happen, and you're like waiting for the text or whatever, and then you're like, oh, they made it. It's like good, the show is on, so I'm excited to see who's coming through. I know that we have a bunch of artists. It takes a lot to put on a show in this type of theater, because this is probably without a doubt one of the biggest stages that any of us perform on. I mean, if you're at the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco, you know that you're at the fine arts. And so you have to bring that fine art to that stage. And it's such a huge stage. But I know that you have solo acts, and then you have other acts coming from other places, big groups. And then you're also inviting, this year, we're inviting the audience onto the stage to do a little something with me.
So fun. We're getting that together.
Yes.
We have another soloist. I had a discussion with the soloist because I kept keeping him, not giving him the answer, yes or no, you're in festival, because I just didn't want to tell him no, because there was some part of me that like had some kind of intuition. You know how I am. And finally, when I called him, I never talked to this. I said, first of all, I just wanted to meet you. I said, second of all, I don't have space for you in this festival. I wish I did, because I really want your solo, but it just not worked this year. But I'm going to say goodbye, but I feel like we're not finished, and I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't you know, when I needed him to replace, I said, remember when I said we weren't finished? Well, I think I know why. So, it so happens that he is available, thank grace, because you never know. And his name is Ben Nebula Donner, and he is absolutely a stunning and dancer, wonderful human, and I'm excited for his solo. It's beautiful.
Yeah, see, it all works out. I mean, that's the thing about especially with the dancers, and we can say this as dancers. There's a dime a dozen, and there's like, there is. I mean, you may be the hottest thing today, sweetie, but this later on this night, Sheila coming in and she's taking your spot. And it's just so like, damn, we really love doing what we do in order to be in something where it's like one moment, you could be cut, or you could cut yourself and decide to go another direction. And then everything has to still keep going. But with dance, I mean, I will say it never stops. That dancer, we've never seen Beyonce without the dancer in her place. It's like you never go to the circus and go see the animals and the circus. It's just like the one monkey thing. One monkey don't stop the show. It's like these things, we're in that business. We are all in here dedicated to this. Like, look, we about to get this thing done. You in? Okay, well, hold on. My little brother, he got a pilot that blah, blah, blah. They about to bring it down. Then we gonna sell 5 more tickets on there. Then, it's like, this is what hip hop is about. This is why it's been 50 years of hip hop. This is why it's been 25 years of the Hip Hop Dance Festival. There's going to be 25 years more, If I'm there 25 more years, y'all better have a big old party. Shoot. I'll have a whole okay like this.
In 25 years, look, we can sit here and just think about that. But, I hear you what you're saying. It also came right after my reverence and awe speech. So somewhere in between that, we have a happy medium.
Yeah, you always do. Yeah,
we have a really, really great guest today.
Yes,
and this guest has been here at the DanceFest, but I don't remember how many years ago. Hopefully he remembers. And unforgettable, and they have done great things since they've been here. So please introduce him.
Okay, well, let me introduce y'all. First of all, this guy he's from the UK, from London, and he's in this group. He's the artistic director of Flawless Dance Group Company. I'm going to say dance group. I'm going to say they're a group because they do a lot of stuff that has been on TV. They've been in a few like major movies. I think they were in Street Dance 3D, the 1 and 2. They've been performed for the Queen Elizabeth. So that's something when you say you perform for the Queen, honey. I mean, That's the real deal. But he's also danced and been involved with such artists as Madonna and Kylie Mignon and Melody Fiona, which is one of not Melody Fiona, sorry. Emily Sunday is one of my favorite singers over there. I remember when I traveled in Europe and I discovered her. So she has this most inspiring music to dance to. So I'm excited to hear some of the things that this young man has worked on with these people on TV shows. The Next Step. They even won. I think they even won the dance competition. What is that? What is that show? Britain's Got Talent, maybe one of those shows they were on and doing their thing. But this guy, his name is Swoosh. Mr. Swoosh, the international. I want him to come online, brother. Come on in and introduce yourself to us. We want to have you just show
up. Well, thank you so much for having me, first and foremost. And thank you so much for that amazing intro. Really, really appreciate it. So I get this sometimes. Sometimes people say shh or whoosh, but it's actually swoosh.
Swoosh.
Yeah, so swoosh, like the Nike tick swoosh.
Swoosh.
Yeah.
Not swish.
Not swoosh. Swoosh.
Swoosh. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Welcome. So do you remember the year that we had you, that we were on?
I'm going to say it was like 2008, 2009, 2008, I think.
Wow. And did you only come that one time or did you come more than once?
Just the one time, yeah. Just the one time.
And it was like 3 of you only?
Yes. We had like a piece that was like very heavily on popping, animation, waving, and all that stuff. And yeah, that was an incredible experience. And to be honest with you, it's like an absolute honor and privilege to be here again, you know, to celebrate 25 years of an epic journey that you guys have created, and just really like encompassing people globally and bringing everyone in celebration of hip hop. Like, it's such a beautiful thing. And the amazing experience that we had doing it was just, you know, so much love. And it is that universal language. And yeah, I'm so excited to be here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will not forget that trio piece that you did. I don't remember everything about it, but I remember that it impacted me forever. And that's
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was strong. And then to witness, which is what I love, is to have you, and then to witness you do all of these other magnificent things and all of this great, successful things. I love seeing that.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It has been a journey, you know, but God is good. As we've been blessed to share our gifts and talents and being able to, you know, do what we're doing for like 19 years. Next year, we're celebrating 20 years. So it's incredible.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. 20 years. Woo-hoo. Yes, I understand. So I see the group is bigger though now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about this growth.
Okay, so going back to 2004, I had a career just before 2004. So my solo career, I was this young dancer who, you know, had ambitious goals to want to make a career out of dance. At this point, you know, in the UK, it was unheard of. It wasn't something that, you know, was, you know, a thing. It was kind of like, you know, you had to have a normal 9-to-5 job. And if you were a dancer, unless you were, you know, working with like a huge ballet company, like for hip hop dancers, it just wasn't something that was happening. I was very determined and very passionate about wanting to change the face of that, because I kind of believe in doing the thing that you love to do. Essentially, and then having the experience in going to auditions time and time again and getting knockbacks, and you didn't book the job, and you're too short, or you haven't got this sort of hair that we want, or this particular look that we're looking for. So I had so many experiences of rejection, if you like. But it made me stronger. It didn't deter me away from wanting to pursue, because I generally had that belief. I had a good support system around me who believed in me and supported me and encouraged me to do it. However, I was also kind of outnumbered because, like I said, so many people was thinking, how are you going to have a career with dance? This is like something that's not, heard of. And I carried on pursuing. I managed to book my first job, and I was working with the Spice Girls. I did Victoria Beckham, and working with her, managed to do so many TV performances. That was like my first foot into the industry when it comes to TV and stuff like that. And then from there, it kind of just evolved. It started, working with more big names and experiencing things. And I guess along the journey of doing that, I found myself in a position where I saw that I could potentially just be doing this and I could just be coasting. And that's where it was my decision time, because I felt like dancers weren't appreciated as artists. And I was very, very, very passionate about wanting to change what that looks like. And I was thinking, how do I do this? How do I do this? And then it was a case of, finding a group of individuals that share the same mindset, that want to, pursue a career. And I was, my whole goal was mentality over ability, because I believe that, you can show up and you can turn up at an audition and put your best foot forward. But then, is your mentality right? Can you work together as a team? Do you understand what the value of team is? Do you, all these different things anyway. So I trained these individuals for 1 year. They didn't do any shows. We just focused on, learning, growing, sharing, developing a brotherhood, unity. What's the name going to be? What's our image? So much other detail that I focused on, because I knew that there needed to be a change in order for people to take us seriously. And so I did that. And then we started entering competitions from there. Once we did the competitions, sorry guys, this is long-winded. Once we did competitions, we kind of went from the UK championships, international championships. We did a USA versus UK championships, and then we did the world championships. Now, we were quite fortunate to win all these competitions. Not with the intention of winning, to be honest. It was more the passion, and it was more, we felt like we needed to develop ourselves to get that clarity from bigger brands, bigger companies, to take us seriously to develop this career. And that was our journey. So we wasn't a team that were in competitions year in, year out. It needed to make sense. It needed to go from, one level to the next. And then as it got to the biggest, which was Britain's Got Talent was the thing that gave us the national profile. So when we got the national profile, automatically it opened, different doors. People in the States knew who were, people in Japan, people, all across the world. And yeah, the rest was history from there. It kind of just, really propelled into, movies and all sorts of different things. And then, yeah, we're here today doing what we do,
Yeah, that's good stuff. I love it. Yeah, I love that. I love that you have a purpose, and that you can express what the journey's been. Like you can say exactly, like you obviously studied and laid it down, and then to be able to express that makes it better for the audience, for everybody else to understand. Like, okay, now where are they coming from? Because this show has so many textures to it. There's so many different textures and so many different levels of how people are interpreting dance or coming forth with their creative abilities and their creative styles and what they want the audience to come off to. And what you just laid down was basically the foundation of what your group is saying. Like, look, this is how we. Everything you said was about becoming a better dancer in the business, in the industry, you know, making a career out of it. So that's different from saying I want to, I want to dance to make, to stop abortion. You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, absolutely.
So, you're saying I want to make a career out of this. I love this. I feel like I could coast to this. And these are the levels you have to go to. So congratulations for having such a solid story, bruh.
I appreciate you, man.
Yes.
It's a great journey, and I love that you took the time to build a strong foundation, like the whole year, and saying let's just build and really have something. And it really shows when you do that. I think Corey's doing that again with his group because he's back in that place where a lot of them have flown away, and and then now it's like, oh, but he's got the energy for it. He was just
well, when you have your focus, you have your motto, like chase the dream, not the competition. You know, it's like,
let's get it. You done your research, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm into like. It seems like some of the stuff that you're into is like I'm into. When I watched your videos, being entertained by dance. I wasn't trying to figure out what was happening here. How am I supposed to feel emotionally? You know, it's just about, I was like, oh, the brothers just dancing. The brothers is like, bam, bam, bam. They're like, where we here? And then they have like when you have the products, you know what I mean? Like, this is my boy Dario Wonder. This is his label. You got the hats on. When you have the products and the swag or the studio, or you have you at the competition, and then you have the group, and then you bring it in, those are, for me, I recognize that because it's just the baseline of having a great time doing what you do, loving what you do, watching the videos of you guys,
being like the most skilled.
Yes.
So that there's just, if you're going to do it, be the best at it.
Right. Yes. And you guys have that. So I'm excited to see, what you're going to bring, because, I see the brothers on there, y'all, the little suits and the black, I was like, oh, what they about to do? They're about to light up the place. All right.
You ever had female in Flawless, or has always been men?
So the story behind that, basically, in particular, back in 2004, it was boys not dancing. It was a girls thing. Boys were only playing like sports, and, we were doing boisterous things at that point. And I guess I was going to a boys' school at the time. So being a dancer and getting boys to kind of get into it like that, people were looking at me like, oh, you know what? He's cool. He makes it look cool. And that's kind of where my identity came from. And these boys trusted in me and my visions and what I was doing. And I guess, we did like a talent show at the school. And because it was all boys, this was something, again, that was unique. It was something that wasn't happening in the UK. And, that's kind of like why it was a boy group. However, where we are today at Flawless, we have, the next generation of Flawless, which is, young kids from age of 6 all the way up to 25, 30s. And you have a diverse of girls, guys, kids. So there is definitely that. But in terms of, what started the company off, it was a boy group, and that's the group that's famously known from, all the things.
So you're bringing, you've got 10 dancers coming to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Tell us about the piece that you're doing.
Okay, so this piece is The Guardians. It was kind of like similar to our journey, just sharing, the focus is love, freedom, and creativity. And sometimes along the journey as dancers, we those things get lost in translation. So, you know, the love of dance sometimes disappears because of the pressures of life and, you know, commitments that we have that, you know, get in the way. And sometimes you find your dance experience becoming a job. Another side of it is, you know, the freedom, remembering your why, remember, like, you know, what it felt like, how our love for music, our love for the hip hop culture, and, you know, just being free and expressing yourself and sharing and all of that. And then obviously creativity speaks for itself. You know, we're a team that is very much embracing, you know, all the foundational styles from locking, popping, breaking, you know, like everything, house, crump. You know, we have embraced pretty much everything that, you know, hip hop has got to offer, and you kind of get a fusion of all of these different styles and genres in our show.
Definitely, y'all do. You do it all.
Yeah.
I mean, we're trying.
That's what I notice about dancers in that I bring. I've brought a lot of dancers to San Francisco from London. I couldn't even count how many.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I don't know what they put in y'all's water over there, but they're some of the best dancers and some of the most disciplined, and they have not just one skill under their belts. They can do a lot of different things. I mean, do you feel like you're supported now as a dancer by, you know, like, I mean, if you wanted to have funding, or do you, you know, get grants from anything, you know, organizations?
So with our situation, because we're quite a commercial brand, a lot of our stuff is, you know, collaboration with other brands, and obviously people recognize us as a brand that can sell a brand. So we kind of have different sort of partnerships in that domain. And as far as like, you know, anything to do with like, you know, sponsors, grants, and any sort of support from a community perspective, I think that goes more towards the younger new generation that are up and coming, that we want to be able to create many platforms for and open doors for. So we're always open to that sort of conversation as well.
Yeah.
Do you all choreograph together collaboratively, or do you do most of the choreography?
So in the beginning, it was all on my shoulders, and then obviously, you know, these individuals are so incredible. They've developed themselves through the training that we've done together, and you know, now I'm in a space where I can pass the bat and I could be like, well, you can take this section, you can take that section, and I think also, like, for me, a team is about that. You know, like, I never make it about one person unless there's an actual story or a narrative that makes sense to convey a message. But if it's like a team, I like to be able to see, you know, all the different characters show up, because they're, you know, what their energy might bring to something that, even though I might be able to choreograph, they might just be the best person for that thing to do. And you want to be able to see these different characters and different flavors, and that's kind of how we do our thing. So it's quite a team effort. Obviously, I'd be the person that will be spearheading what's going on, the direction, and maybe I'd be doing most of the choreo, but everyone kind of has a chip in, and I'm kind of open with that stuff.
I like the idea, Micaya, that like interviewing the artists, that there's this commercial side of it, because I'm always talking with, you know, dancers and people, and I'm always like, everybody could do. You could be commercial, you know, you could be, you know, theatrical, or you could be, you know, like, you know, educational, you know, and I always encourage dancers just to do their best. But it feels good when you can see a show like the Hip Hop Dance Fest, when you can get all of that in one place. Yeah, when you're sitting there and you just, you know, there's just been a moment where you've been in the dark and some soloist has, you know, went across the stage, and you're all like, oh my God, that was so emotional. Then all of a sudden it's like, bam, bitch, what? Blah, blah, blah. It's real. I mean, we do it so much that, like, every year it's like, I always love that. Like, if it's like, we've had shows where it has been heavier on some ends of something. But knowing that like Flawless is coming and you guys are coming with just some just live stuff, you know what I mean? I'm I'm really getting like, oh, we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be some fun. Like people are gonna be whoa because you guys do commercial stuff. You know what it's like to entertain just as a dancer, just as like we're here to entertain, just have a good time. We're not trying to not trying to make you go cuckoo or nothing. We trying to make you go like yeah. So it feels good because I think at this point. At the interviews we've done so far, I think you guys this is the most commercial one, that has come out. I mean, everybody's had something they're bringing to the table. And Micaya knows me. I'm all about the commercial. I'm all about the, I'm a little edgy. So, I'm like, when I saw you guys, I was like, okay, yeah, this is about to be bomb. We got to go off of it.
I'm trying to give something for everyone. And but the best of it, so we all need that moment of just shutting everything off and just enjoying being alive. And that's what it's like, what they do, what Flawless does is gives us this moment of just going, life is good. This is what it's about. Let me enjoy myself. And, for that, you all are artists, commercial or not, you're still artists. 100 million%.
Micaya, I have to give you your flowers because, like, what you've been doing all this time, all these years, you've put so many people on globally, and that is a level of perseverance that people need to recognize. I can imagine the trials and tribulations that you would have gone through to get to 25 years. And so many people from an outsider, perspective wouldn't really understand and would just see it as though, oh, yeah, it's another show. But like to be able to harness like so many people and get, everyone in one space like that within itself is a challenge, let alone getting people from different countries, the stress of flights, accommodation, and, all the logistics to make this even possible. And I think because of the specifics of how serious you take every single artist that gets involved, I think that's it really is flowers to you because you've created a certain standard which then makes people feel like, right, if I'm gonna send you a video, I'm like, I ain't gonna send Micaya no foolishness. I gotta make sure that it's at top tier level, and that's because of the standard that you set, which is we're so grateful for, because that allows us to challenge ourselves in knowing that, okay, we're bringing something completely new, something different, something fun, something exciting, and we recognize our position in the bill. We recognize that, with me, I look at what's going on and then I think, okay, what do I bring that's going to be different or unique or explosive? Is it going to be an emotional kind of piece, or is it going to be high energy? So all of these things come from what's being displayed, and that comes from you. So I just want to give you your flowers and just say thank you so much, because it has been he's got a flowers on standby.
Oh, listen, Micaya, yes, please give flowers to Micaya. Brother, you out the hook. I like him. He was ready. I said, flowers, what? Yeah, give Micaya flowers.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. And then you have this ray of sunshine down your screen, Corey. Do you see?
I know it's the sun is coming behind the tree.
It's kind of epic.
And I was trying to move it because I was like, it's starting to cut in the middle. But the flowers were here. He gave you your props. I mean, you own it, bro. But to know like that, what you just said, like it takes a lot for this lady to do this.
Absolutely.
Like
I was saying that last episode that I didn't have anything to go off of who else has done this. So I just have what is important to me, and it's what the artists are, who the artists are, and what they're creating. And I know the last time you came here in 2008, I probably was able to offer you a piece of pizza, and my son was driving you around in a van. I'm hoping that we've gotten a little bit better. My son is grown. He has 2 kids now, so he's not going to be picking up, all kinds of stuff. But now, that we have massage therapists and we have meals, and it just, for me, that's the evolution of this festival. And when Corey was saying 25 years, from today, if it's, obviously we'll be 900 years old, but, then I see it on a whole nother level. And my vision is to finally have people and the industry recognize that dancers are the superstars and the artists that everyone should adore and revere, like they do other type of artists and stars.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
100%.
So 10 people, you're going to bring 10 people with you.
Yeah, 10 fellas. About to shut it down, man.
All right. Well, I want to say to all the party people that's checking this podcast out, you guys be ready for Flawless because it's going down. 10 nice young men coming over to dance and have a good time and crank the whole show up. It's the 25th year of the San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest. And we are so blessed to just have you, brother Swoosh, come through with your crew and just bless the stage. And we're happy to have all the other artists that are coming out this year. Remember, there's one show, so whatever ticket you get is going to be the winning one. So you'll be able to check it out. We have these other events happening with the Soul Train line, with the Echo, with the fashion show, and the party for young people that will be happening on Sunday, right?
All ages, but first time we've had the after party have kids involved, which is great, but you can get your wristband and drink some wine, don't worry.
And make sure you get your tickets now because we're expecting it to sell out. And then also, if you're one of the participants that are sitting in the audience and you get all hyped up, you'll be able to jump on stage doing this festival with me on one part called Echo and another part the Soul Train line. And they're not competitions, but they're little contests, like little fun contests that you can win $500. $500. You can win $500. Unfortunately, Flawless will not be in that competition because none of the dancers can be in the competition to win the money. But that makes it good for all of you who are watching us right now. Make sure you tell your folks. Micaya, thank you again for just putting this 25 years down and bringing these artists that have all of these different styles and different ideas and different visions and different love for the hip hop. And it's hip hop, man. It's hip hop, so
guys, you need to pause this right now, book your tickets right now, and then come back on.
Right. Pause, go get your tickets.
Okay, we're back.
That was epic. Hey, yes, all of that Corey said, it's always an honor to be a guest in this culture. It's always an honor to continue to elevate the feeling that I have for these artists. And yes, it's only 2 days, 3 shows, same program, November 11th and November 12th. There's 2 shows on the 11th, 1 on the 12th. And every show this year, because it's the 25th, has an event that goes with it as part of your ticket. Flawless, of course, is performing in all 3 shows, as well as Wanted Posse from Paris and the House of Jit from Detroit, Snack Break from Philadelphia, Versa Style from Los Angeles, Straight Jacket from here, Ben Nebula Donner, now he's from Santa Rosa, and Selassie Dagbachi, I hope I said her name right, and her dancers are coming from Brussels. So it is going to be a convergence of dance artistry, and you're going to get all kinds of everything. And no matter what you like, you're going to get something. And I'm so thrilled to see everyone. Until then, everyone, please be well. Get your tickets, sfhiphopdancefest.com. Thanks again, Swoosh, Marlon, Swoosh, Wallen, and Corey.
Let's get it.
Baby. We will see all of you soon. Until then, much love and much
respect, baby, respect.
Come on.